Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, coach of your Wexford Wailords, and welcome to our week 17 build episode for the TDL. Now, as you guys noticed last week, we did pick up our first loss of the season when we faced off against the New York Drochi, and it doesn't get any easier for us this week. So in order for us to be able to bounce back, we have to go up against Oliver, coach of the Huddersfield Heracross and the current reigning and defending Season 1 champion. So definitely going to be a very tough ask for us this week, but hopefully we can kind of come out on top and bounce back with a win after what was a tough loss there last week against the Jirachis. So if you guys are hyped to see this team building episode, please click the like button down below for me. His team, Oliver's team, which you'll be able to see above me now, has Mega Medicham, Heatran, Scolipede, Slowbro, Tangrowth, Fortress, Tyrantrum, Zygarde, Doge, or Zygarde 10%, depending on what way you want to call it, Crawdaunt, Alola Ninetales, and Tornadus Incarnate. So a very, very scary team. He's got that Regenerator core going with the Slowbro and the Tangrowth. He's got a bit of hazard support with the Fortress. He's got really nice B tiers across the board. It's a scary team. The scariest thing about his team is the Mega Medicham. His Mega Medicham pretty much wrecks my whole team. I have no switching for it. I mean none. There's no one on my team that wants to come in on a Mega Medicham. There's no one that's able to come in and take the hit. Drapon, not as much as Jirachi. And even then, Jirachi kind of eats more of Medicham's coverage moves. Shipwreck, no. Ice Punch wrecks it. Wildfire Hazard, no, because Zen Headbutt wrecks it. You can kind of see the theme going along here. Just the coverage that Mega Medicham gets and the sheer power it brings out is absolutely scary, and we really don't have a way of dealing with it. But we just have to play around it. Other than that, we just have to keep chipping away at his team. He's got a very bulky team with a little bit of power, like Heatran, Slowbro, Tangrowth, Fortress. That's a lot of bulk right there. And then you got a nice bit of offensive power with the Scolipede, the Mega Medicham, the Zygarde, the Tyrantrum. That can be scarfed. Very scary. So hopefully we'll be able to beat him. But into my team anyways, and what we're bringing, why we're bringing it this week. We are bringing our Zard this week, so Wildfire, our Zard Y is coming this week. We are bringing Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Earthquake, and Dragon Pulse as our moveset. Hasty Nature with the 4 attack. I'm going to bring it. No, do I want to bring Naive? No, I want Naive. I want Naive so as I could potentially take the hit off the Mega Medicham better. We run Naive. Yeah, Naive. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry. This is the problem with team building. You just get conflicted. But we are going to bring the Zard because the Zard puts pressure on the Slowbro, the Tangrowth, the Fortress, the Tyrantrum, the Crawdaunt, the Alola Ninetales, and like that's a good chunk of his team that we're able to put a lot of pressure on. Like the Alola Ninetales, unless he's bringing Hidden Power Rock, isn't going to hurt us that much. So we are going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty nice to be able to deal with that. Solar Beam up against the Slowbro, which if it's max physical defense, we'd be able to do a lot. So we'd be able to get a good bit of damage off. And if it's not max physical defense, that means Shipwreck can kind of put in a little bit of work later on. Tangrowth for the obvious reasons, because we could just lay in the damage against the Tangrowth, and all that kind of good stuff. So between Fire Blast and Solar Beam, we're doing a lot of damage. Earthquake is there for Heatran. We don't OHKO, to be honest, and unless we put in max attack EVs, we weren't going to OHKO. We do have to make sure that he's not the Scarfed Heatran set, because that can be a bit scary. I kind of am assuming he's not Scarfed, so we just got to watch out for that. If we can scout that, then that's fantastic. But we do need a little prior damage off on the Heatran before we can start clicking Earthquakes and be happy that we're going to OHKO. If he comes in twice on Stealth Rocks and doesn't get much left his recovery, then we should be able to OHKO. But just got to be able to keep that in mind during the battle. But yeah, we put in a lot of pressure against his team. Just a couple of things we need to watch out for with Zard, with the Scolipede having Rock Slide and a couple of things like that, but we should be fine. And then we have Dragon Pulse, because Dragon Pulse OHKOs the Tyrantrum unless it's got Spadef investment, which I doubt if he's bringing it, and it OHKOs the the Zygarde. Although I think Solar Beam Oko is the Zygarde as well, so that's pretty handy to have. So yeah, we're bringing max speed naive nature, so we have the speed boost in nature to be able to counter, to be able to speed tag the Mega Medicham. That's the reason why. And then we just put the rest in special attack and the 4 in attack, so we actually be able to hit, you know, relatively hard against the Heatran. I am pretty sure we do hit the Heatran with the Earthquake. It's not that's not an Oko, so I'm going to, like, especially defensive, no physical defense investment. I know you guys can't really see that. Let me just change this to Earthquake. You know, we just don't do enough. We just don't do enough. You know, not quite with Stealth Rocks. Guaranteed to IQ after Stealth Rocks, but you know, so it's not quite there. We could put a little bit more in there to maybe get the potential Oko, but I'm not willing to do it at the expense of the of a special attack that we're going to need to deal with the slow blow, the Tangrowth, and so forth. But yeah, that's Wildfire. Puts in the work, and hopefully we be able to kind of do the damage this week with it. After that, I'm bringing Starman, our Jirachi, and I'm bringing Starman. Let me just bring the team right there in front of me. My opponent's team, that is, on my screen. Stuff you don't need to know about. But we'll bring Starman, our Jirachi, and why is my... I hate when Shodan does this. It's a good job I kind of export all these. Yeah, they're all good. It's a good job I export all these just before before I do these videos, and in case anything goes wrong. But we are bringing max physical defense, and it's to kind of help deal with the Mega Medicham. It's a huge problem. There's no doubt about it. It's a massive problem. But we are bringing it just to be able to help deal with it. We are bringing Wish, U-Turn, Thunderwave, and Iron Head. Bringing Wish for a bit of Cleric support. Bring U-Turn for a bit of Switch Initiative, because there's going to be a few Pokemon that we're just going to put Jirachi in front of, and he's going to be like, yeah, let's get out of here. You know, like, you know, there's just a few of them, so I think we'd be able to kind of U-Turn out, like the old Ninetales and such. Thunderwave to end. Yeah, Thunderwave and U-Turn just to be able to give us a little bit more, give us a bit of Switch Initiative, and to be able to kind of status a few Pokemon. If we can status one of his faster ones, I'm going to be delighted. But even one of his slower ones, I'd be very happy with too, because it kind of we might have the potential to set up with our Pointed Boy, which I'll go into later. And then I'm bringing Iron Head. I was tossing turn between Iron Head and Zen Headbutt, and I just elected to go Iron Head at the end because I'd rather be able to hit, because Zen Headbutt has immunities here again on Oliver's team, whereas Iron Head doesn't, and it's kind of 50-50 when it comes to which hits more. Like, well, they both hit the same, but kind of for coverage moves, like which ones of Oliver's Pokemon is able to resist the move more, and Iron Heads resist a little bit less, and we don't have that immunity, so I figured we'd go with Iron Head, and we have a way to be able to deal with the Ninetales now, so we have a couple of ways to be able to kind of deal with the load of Ninetales, and I was delighted with that, so I said let's bring the Iron Head, and we have a bit of fun with it. And then of course we just have this EV set to try and tank a few hits from the Mega Medicham, but not an awful lot. This, coupled with the fact that we're bringing Shipwreck this week, it means the Mega Medicham can't always go for the high jump kick on Starman until Shipwreck is down. So we always got to watch out for that. That as long as Shipwreck is on the team, still alive, he can't go for a high jump kick every turn. He has to go for some coverage move. And other than high jump kick, Starman deals with all his Mega Medicham's moves brilliantly. So very happy with that. So yeah, I figured those two would kind of start on the team, and I just put them in immediately after that. After that, I was, you know, once I kind of knew I was bringing these two, I kind of figured, right, what else I can bring, what else puts damage on his team. I kind of highlighted a few Pokemon up before, but I'll get into more as to my thought process later on when we get to them. We are bringing Solar Panel, our Healers this week, and we are bringing Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, and Focus Blast as a moveset. You're probably wondering why, like, what's the dealio with this moveset? We're bringing Thunderbolt to get some nice raw damage off on the Crawdaunt and the Tornadus Incarnate, and a few of his other Pokemon too, like the Fortress and the Slowbro. The Slowbro's a big one. We have to have an answer for Slowbro, and we do here with Healerisk. I'll bring Volt Switch for a bit of Switch Initiative, because other than the Zygarde, he doesn't have an immunity, so Volt Switching out every single chance we get. We have the Hidden Power Ice for said Zygarde, and then we have the Focus Blast to be able to nail the Tyrantrum, and to be able to nail the Heatran when they come in on the switch. So, you know, I figured that'd be kind of the best bet to deal with those 2 months. We're bringing the Dry Skin ability so that Crawdon's Aqua Jet doesn't Oak Host, and we have a kind of immunity against that. So we can kind of bring Helios in safely the whole time and just click Full Switch or Thunderbolt against the Crawdon, which is very nice. Or we might just click Focus Blast, because Focus Blast might be the safer play there. That's the reason why we're bringing the Dry Skin there. And we're bringing the Choice Scarf so we'll be able to outspeed the Tornadus Incarnate and the Zygarde 10%, or Zygarde Doge. EV wise, okay, so we're bringing 100 speed EVs with a modest nature and 252 special attack, and the rest in HP. This allows us to outspeed Choice Scarf Heatran. So Choice Scarf Heatran is I think of his whole team is the only Pokemon I can see being Choice Scarf other than the Tyrantrum. But Heatran's naturally fast. It's naturally faster than Tyrantrum anyway. So we have enough speed EVs to outspeed the Heatran. And of course, if he was going to Choice Scarf the Ninetales or the Tornado, well, if he's Choice Scarfs the Ninetales, we have to be max speed to be able to speed tie it. But we'll outspeed it like this. And if you Choice Scarfs the Zygarde and the Tornadus, we're not going to outspeed it anyway. So I decided to put the speed EVs in just this amount of speed EVs, so we outspeed the Scarf Heatran, and put modest 252 special attack and the rest into HP, so we can actually sponge a couple of hits a little bit better. Not much, because we don't have that much bulk, but like natural bulk, but a little bit better. We might be able to kind of deal with a few hits. But yeah, no, that's our Heliolisk, and hopefully he will do the work for us. He'd be a great pivot. Tango can sponge the hits off him as well, but he'd be a great pivot, and I'm looking forward to using him, and hopefully he can put in the work for us. After that, I decided to bring Ponyboy, our Keldeo. So I knew I kind of put Heliolisk and Keldeo on the team at the same time, and I was like, right, I think these two could do a bit of work. And I knew I wanted someone fast to be able to deal with the Slowbro and the Tornado, so I knew Heliolisk had to come. And I figured Keldeo could put in a bit of work somewhere, and it wasn't until I started looking at the Calm Mindset that I realised we can do a lot of work here. We can set up a sub on the Fortress, on the Crawdont, which I think is fantastic. The fact we're able to set up subs on that. We can set up a sub on the Slowbro, potentially. We just gotta be careful of the Psyshock. We can set up a sub on the Heatran. You know, we can't really set up on the Slowbro because he does have the Psyshock. I take that back, but we can set up subs on the Heatran, the Fortress, the Crawdont. You know, having the option to set up subs on those 3 Pokemon is fantastic, and then we'd be able to pressure a lot of people out. We could, like, you know, when we come in, because there'd be a few of his Pokemon that he'd want to preserve, and we can just come in with Keldeo, set up a sub, set up a Calm Mind, and proceed to hurt things really, really badly. The Surf after +1 does a lot of damage, and the Secret Sword as well puts in the finest to work on a few of his Pokemon, like the Alolan Ninetales and the Crawdont. So if we can get one Calm Mind up and we're behind the sub, we're going to put in a lot of work here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Keldeo can do against a lot of his team. A lot of his team. So I'm delighted to hopefully see Keldeo put in the work. EV set wise, that's where I'm going to go next, because I'm already have to talk you through the moveset. I have 196 speed Intimidator, so we can outspeed the Mega Medicham. We don't outspeed the Alolan Ninetales, so no point trying to outspeed that. And everything else either outspeeds us, and there's no one in between Mega Medicham and Keldeo. So we outspeed base 100, and then the rest is put into special attack. So we have 252 in special attack, and the rest is split between bulk, where we have the odd number HP EVs. So that's our Keldeo, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing Ponyboy in action. I think Ponyboy can put in a bit of work if we can get the sub and Calm Mind off. I think that'd be fantastic. I think we can really hurt and damage a lot of things. Stealth Rocks as well is kind of imperative with this. If we can get Rocks up and Ponyboy's on the field with a sub and a Calm Mind, there's very few mods on his team bar the Slowbro. If we can get rid of the Slowbro, but very few mons on his team that want to kind of come in and deal with us, and I think that's fantastic. Next up, we have our Garchomp. So we're bringing the kind of a Tank Chop variant this week, and this is pure to deal with Scolipede. I knew looking at his team that Scolipede was going to be an issue. He's going to bring it because I have Florges. I'm going to have a way of dealing with it. T-Tar is in a way to deal with it. Nora is Starman because Scolipede gets access to Earthquake. So I figured, let's bring Garchomp. The Earthquake is neutral. His 2 stab moves don't hurt us that badly. So I figured, you know, the Tank Chop would be a great set, because if he comes in, and I'm assuming he's going to have Rock Slide for the Zard, so I'm assuming he'll have Rock Slide, Poison Jab, Earthquake. But if he's going for those type of moves, we should be able to sponge those hits, and the Poison Jab, when it does land, he will receive Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin damage, and that's one of the few things that Scolipede doesn't like, is taking that kind of residual damage. So I figured the Tank Chop set would work fantastic this week. We're bringing Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Dragon Tail, and Fire Blast because, as I said just there, we need Stealth Rock for Pony Boy to be able to get some crucial Okos and put a bit more pressure on his team when he's in. Earthquake for a bit of stab damage. Dragon Tail so we can actually face Scolipede. So when he starts setting up SDs and speed boost, we can actually just Dragon Tail him away and he's back down to 0. Yeah, Stealth Rock also neuters the Scolipede coming in a little bit, which is nice. And then we have Fire Blast to be able to deal with the we'll have an answer for the Fortress. We'll be able to hit that a little bit, and we'll have an answer for the Tangrowth when that comes in and sponges up a few Earthquakes and all that. So I'm definitely happy with this moveset. EV wise, we're bringing 108 in speed, so we can outspeed Jolly Tyrantrum. So that's the reason why we have that speed. I didn't put a speed investment to be able to outspeed Heatran, because if he's not scarred, he's definitely going to be defensive, so I didn't see the need. So I figured let's just leave that back this week. We won't outspeed Heatran, and as well as too much of a sacrifice on my physical poke that I actually do want this week. And then I have 240 in HP and 160 in defense, just to maximize our defense as much as possible and to be able to sponge those hits from the Scolipede and all that kind of good stuff. So I was pretty much after doing these 5 mons, and I was pretty happy with it, and I didn't know what to bring for my 6th mon, but I realized whenever I'm going to bring Zard, I'm going to have to bring hazard support. It's just a simple fact, and I didn't want to bring Gligar because Gligar doesn't do much against the Slowbro and the Tangrowth, so I decided I'll bring Shipwreck or Delmise. Now I know we haven't been able to use Shipwreck that much or that well this league, but I'm hopeful that this week is going to change all that. And you're probably curious as to what this moveset is, and I'll get into it. We're bringing 252 HP. I'll go through the EVs first because that might be a bit more interesting. We're going to bring 252 HP, 152 in attack with the Adamant Nature. We're bringing 12 speed EVs, so if the Fortress decides to speed creep us, we won't get away with it. We'll speed creep the Fortress, speed creeping us, because we both have the same base speed. So we won't be spell crept like that. To the best of my knowledge, anyways. Because yeah. Oh, hold on. No. I need to put in. Don't tell me I need 16 there. I do need. Yeah, I do need 16. Ah, sugar. Hold on. Let's just bump you down to 90. So there we go. Perfect. Or can I bump you down to 50? Hold on, I know, live team building here, folks. Live team building. Oh no, I need you at 152. Okay. So 60 it is. Simple as that. Unless. No, sick. Alright, okay. Yeah, no, that we're gonna have to deal with that. Sorry about that. But yeah, at least got a little bit of live editing there. But yeah, I do want those 2 speed stats up so Fortress doesn't speed creep us. That's the reason behind that. I have 252 HP, so we can sponge some hits. I have 152 in attack with the Adamant Nature, and I bring 152 attack rather than 252 attack because 152 is enough for us to be able to 2-shot a Slowbro, to be able to 2-shot Mega Medicham, to be able to 1-shot Heatran with the Earthquake. Although we don't really exactly, we want to predict that. We don't want to be 1v1 in that. It's enough for us to be able to smack the Tyrantrum with a 2-shot kill. Same with the Zygarde. I believe Zygarde might be a 1-hit or KO actually. You know, all that kind of good stuff. So that attack investment alone was enough for us to be able to put in enough damage. And the reason why I kind of stopped at 152 rather than just saying 100 or whatever was because when we hit 1 Power Whip, the Slowbro has what's it called? If we miss the 2nd Power Whip, the Slowbro is still within range for us to be able to get the 2nd shot, 2-shot on him. If you kind of catch my drift. So if we miss 1 or 2 Power Whips, it's not a big deal. He's still within 2-shot range, and we can kill him. You know, I needed to guarantee that. So that's the reason why we're bringing that attack investment, and I kind of just cut it off there, saying, right, that's enough. We 2-shot everything else, and now I know for a fact we can 2-shot the Slowbro even after leftovers recovery. So that was brilliant. Earthquake is for Heatran, as I already mentioned. Rapid Spin is for the hazard support, which I said we needed for the Zard. And I'm bringing Hidden Power Fire, despite the negative, special attack nature, we still 2-shot the Fortress, and I'm assuming he will bring the Fortress after a little while, and I can actually HP fire it and, you know, have fun with it. Have fun with it in that regards. Also, the great part of bringing the Shipwreck this week is that Medicham can high jump kick everywhere, and that's a big thing. And the Fortress can Rapid Spin hazards away, which is also very nice. But yeah, that's the team. Oh, and the reason why we're not bringing Shadow Claw for the Mega Medicham is because Power Whip does more. It's as simple as that. We just have the raw damage from Power Whip. So that's the reason why we're bringing Power Whip, and we're not bringing the Anchor Shot and the Shadow Claw. Because, you know, because we need the coverage for the Earthquake and Hidden Power Fire, and we need and Power Whip does more damage than Shadow Claw. In the few instances that we would go for Shadow Claw. But yeah, that's the team, you guys. As I said, very, very scary team. Very, very scary team that we're up against this week. We literally have nothing that wants to come in on Mega Medicham. Like, nothing. So we'll have to play around that. But if we could successfully play around that and put his walls within range where Kelly can kind of come in instead of a sub and a Calm Mind and wreck, then we're in a really good spot. But we just have to wait and see how it goes. Season 1 champs. They're Season 1 champs for a reason. They're going to be fantastic. So definitely going to be a great battle. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here today, folks. If you guys enjoyed today's team building episode, please click the like button down below for me. If you guys have any comments on the team I'm bringing, on what you would have done differently or what I should have done differently, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more TDL action coming your way on this channel or more content in general, please smash that subscribe button down below for me. On that note, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.